All right, YouTube, let's get this truck cleaned up. Start from the top, work our way to the bottom, work our way to the tires and wheels last. And we use that Wolfgang Auto Bathe, phenomenal product. I prefer to use warm water with my bathe, not hot but warm. It makes your job a whole lot easier. It cuts through the dirt and grime a lot easier. Don't ever let the soap dry on the vehicle. Always keep it wet, always lubricate it. Especially in direct sunlight, which we're not. Thank God for that. But I always tell anybody that's working for me, with me, constantly circulate that water. Pull your wipers back, only if they're designed to do so. If they're not designed to do so, you'll scratch the paint on the hood. A lot of German engineering vehicles, they won't come up like that. And if any kind of debris, pollen, wood chips, or like underneath this tree right here, falls on the paint and you're washing, make sure you don't let it slide under your pad. You'll scratch the paint. Also make sure you don't put this ladder too close to the vehicle. Especially as you're moving around. I'm pretty aggressive when I'm moving. Turn the camera around a little bit more here. There we go. Like I was saying, the ladder will move and you can scratch the paint. So be mindful of that. As your footing takes place, just make sure the ladder don't move. Once again, your wipers do move. If they don't clear the hood, don't move them. It will scratch the paint. It's ideal to have somebody with you helping you to go behind you as you're washing to rinse it, because you got to keep that wet all the time. Mostly for direct sunlight, not so much in shaded areas, because you can get to it pretty quickly in the shaded area. Number one, you're working more efficient, your body's not as hot, you've got more energy, your thought process is a lot more. Trust me, folks, I'm telling you, a shade can make a difference in the temperature by 10 to 15 to 20 degrees, depending on how humid it is outside, so that's very crucial. I'll ask a lot of my clients, just like this client, before I even show up, do you have shade? And depending on what part of the day that you're working, what time you want to get out there, could change your whole day for you. Just like out here, the hottest part of the day is between 2 o'clock and 6 p.m. You don't want to be out there in that time. It's too hot. So they tell me if they have shade. If they say they don't have shade, then you go out early in the morning. All right, since I have mentioned about washing the vehicle with warm water, the main reason, like I just told you, is because it makes the work a lot easier on you than using cold water. It won't cut through the bug guts and splatter as fast and as quick and as aggressive. So while the water is warm, I'm going to use that on the front before the water cools off to finish the rest, because you don't have as much on the surface of the sides as you do with the direct impact from the bugs, because this is the front. It's taking the abuse of the splatter. So let's hit this with the warm water right now and get that cleaned. If the camera was close enough for you to really see, you'd see how that water with that Wolfgang, it's a combination. It's not just the warm water, it's a combination of a good product, the temperature of the water, and how aggressive you address the issues on the splatter. And it could just be anything, it could be chips. This one doesn't have as much chips. Chips referring to chip painted. And when you're done cleaning the vehicle with the soap and water, you are going to use some compound. Once again, I use a Menzerna and a Wolfgang product to compound past, because some soap and water just isn't enough. You're going to have to compound that.
What kind of compound do you use?
I would just ask the question from one of my employees what kind of compound we're using. Once again, it's a Wolfgang cutting compound and a finishing compound. The cutting is to be aggressive, to remove, and then the polishing is to give you the luster, and then of course we're going to put a wax on top of that. And I can't reiterate enough, keep the vehicle as wet as possible until you're ready to dry it because the water spots. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop shooting for now, and I'll come back and I'll do the glass, because it's going to just eat up my battery on my camera. So I'll come back and I'll shoot a video of me cleaning the glass, because all we got to do left now is the sides and the back and tires and wheels. And I've already shot a video of me doing the tires and wheels. So let me go ahead and finish this and I'll come back.